is for the teacher to sit down and the students to stand up. And normally I apply that to the afternoon session. Shall we do that? That's the way to keep alive, right, in a way. Because afternoon is the tough time, you know. It's harder on the audience than on the speaker. There's something about standing up that makes it easier for you to keep alive and awake. Now, we did 2 C's this morning, and I've got 3 more to go this afternoon, all right? So let's have a quick recap. This is put back the C into the Great Omission, so that we are in a position to carry out the Great Commission. So the first one was conviction, all right? And it was about, the A is, here am I? Availability. Availability, great. The second C, compassion, love, right? And it's about, not so common word, authenticity, okay? So if new to you, learn a new word, authentic. You are genuine, you're real. So we're going to do 3 more. So now let's go on to the heart of the Great Commission. We started out with Matthew 9. Pray ye therefore. So let's turn to Matthew 28, where we have the words of the Great Commission. Now let me say a few things by way of introduction before we get into the third C. The third C is the word, all right? It's commission. And it's about authority. That's the idea there. Now, a few preliminary words. One of the things I mentioned over lunch is someone asking me about my stint on the farm. Is that you do not require a whole army to mow down and to cut down and to harvest. You know, even though it's a great Canadian harvest on McDonald's farm. I recall there were only 6 of us, part-time, temporary workers. We are all students. In fact, the McDonald's had only 1 full-time employed worker. He's called Foreman Joe. He's a tough guy, small chap, you know. And we had to take orders from him. So that's all we had, 6 of us, by and large skinny fellows. And we did the whole harvest in about 7 weeks. And this is all that's required. The main thing is for 6 people who have heard the call, who are committed, who are convicted, and who give themselves to the task. Now, my opening remarks are as follows. The prevalent perception regarding the Great Commission and missions in the church is a polarized one. Now, polarized means poles, you know, like North Pole, South Pole, positive pole, negative. That means they are very opposite, all right? We tend to think in terms of the foreign mission field and the home missions. These people are out there, you know, they're specially called and we're here. Now what I want to say is this. If the devil succeeds in getting across this perception and tying down the 99% of people in the church with this idea, then he has succeeded very well. This is the devil's greatest device, master strategy, to paralyze the church so that the church gets immobilized. So can you imagine if we think along those lines? It's just the 1% out there who are doing the job. You know? All the rest of us, we can pray, we can help, we can support, we can give money for it, but we are the 99%. So this is the prevalent idea, which I call polarized. It's 2 parts. It's them and us. Now I want to give you a very simple picture, an analogy, all right? The picture is space mission. Talk about space mission. You probably have followed news before. There's nothing much going on now, right? But NASA, US, when they send a man on the moon, when they try to go to Mars and so on, right? Now in a space mission, who are the stars? Astronauts. How many astronauts can there be? Right? Not more than hands of 1 finger. Maybe one day there will be like that, right? I think Richard Branson is trying to launch, right? His tourist space flight. But it's like that. There can only be 3 or 4 or 5 astronauts out there. So it's like our idea of missionaries, out there in the mission field. Now, the idea here is we must recover a holistic sense of mission. That means everybody is involved. It's not just some. So we got to bring missions out from a specialized elective, if you are studying subject, to the core curriculum. It's something for everybody. Now in the NASA Space Administration Space Mission, I want to draw your attention to the fact that although 3 or 4 astronauts are out there, it takes thousands of men and women working round the clock, non-stop, at all stations. And the sense of mission is palpable, it's pervasive, you can feel it. And every single one of them fulfill their required role. They cannot be dispensed with. If somebody forgets to count down, or does something wrong, forgets to press the button, the whole thing is gone. So that is the sense of mission-mindedness that the church must have. It's all together. Now let's read in Matthew 28. So this is the 3rd C, it's commission. And we are talking about authority. And we'll see where that comes from, alright? At the end of Matthew chapter 28 verse 18, Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, all exousia, power. This is where I get authority from. Now in the English Bible translations, usually it's a single word power, which is translated from 2 different Greek words. Sometimes it is exousia, which means authority. Other times it is dunamis, which means ability. Now here the word is exousia. It's authority. So all authority or power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore. So that's our catchword for the second Great Commission part, right? Having done the first part, pray ye therefore, we are able now to go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world.